What's up, guys? We have some major NASCAR news to go over today. Some of it silly season, and some of it not really silly season. Let's start with the biggest news we have, and that is that Matt Tifft will no longer race the rest of this season, the next 3 races. He had a seizure, a blackout last week, Saturday at Martinsville Speedway, was unable to race that race. They put Matt Crafton. He finished 26th at Martinsville. Matt Tifft arrived at Martinsville Saturday, went into his hauler, getting ready for the rookie meeting, making his morning coffee, he said, and his tongue clenched, and he blacked out. He had a seizure, and next thing he knew, he woke up, and he was in an ambulance heading to a local hospital. So he was after released from the hospital, he was sent home to recover, and now we know that this seizure and blackout has nothing to do with his brain tumor that he had removed in July 1st, 2016. It has nothing to do with that. He was able to race, I believe it was 10 months after that brain tumor, but he's okay from that. That's completely different. This is something completely different that doctors and himself has not solved yet. And the driver for the next 3 races, which is the end of the season, who will be in that 36 car for Front Row Motorsports, replacing Matt Tifft since he is ill. Hopefully he will be back next year. And it's not Matt Crafton, it is John Hunter Nemechek. Yes, John Hunter Nemechek this week at Texas will be making his Cup Series debut. He is a full-time NASCAR Xfinity Series driver in his first full-time season. He's a rookie for GMS Racing. That Chevrolet number 23. He has 1 career Xfinity win and 6 career NASCAR Gander Outdoors Truck Series wins. So we'll have to see how John Hunter Nemechek does in these first 3 starts of his Cup Series career, and they will be in that 36 car for Front Row Motorsports in Matt Tift's seat at Texas, Phoenix, and of course Homestead. So I really hope Matt Tifft gets better. I'm really glad it has nothing to do with the brain tumor, but it is something completely different that nobody has really solved yet. So that brings up another awful problem, which I hope we can fix soon. And Matt Tifft hopefully can get back in the car soon. Obviously he won't be in the next 3 races though. Nemechek will be. Next set of news, I guess you could say, is the dates and basically the entire schedule for next year's 2020 Pocono doubleheader craziness that's going on. They'll have 2 Cup races and all of that craziness. So I'm just going to say the races in this. I'm not going to run down the practices and the qualifying, of course. I'm not going to run down all that. But on Thursday, next year, 2020, for the Pocono races, the 200-mile ARCA race on Thursday will be at 4:15 p.m. Then Friday we'll have trucks, practices, qualifying stuff. Saturday will be the Truck Series 150-mile race at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Not Eastern Time, but noon. It'll be noon in that time zone. Also on Saturday will be the first Cup Series race, a 325-miler, starting at 3 o'clock p.m., and then the next day on Sunday will be the NASCAR Xfinity Series race, a 225-miler, also at noon, just like the Truck Series race the day before. And on Sunday, the second Cup Series race, a 350-miler, unlike the 325 from the first day on Saturday. On Sunday, the second Cup race, 350-miler at 3:30 p.m. So that is really interesting to see. And obviously, after the first Cup race is done, they will start the second Cup race, which is the next day, by an inverted lead lap cars. So let's say 20th is the last car on the lead lap. Let's say that's Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace will start from the pole of the second Cup race because he finished 20th, last car in the lead lap in the first Cup race. He will start first in the second Cup race. So yeah, that will happen. Inverted field, it's called. And I guess they said that the lap cars will stay in the same order. Those won't be inverted as well, because they could be any sort of, laps down to, 1, whatever like that. And Joey Logano's tire technician is suspended for one race this weekend at Texas Motor Speedway because we all know Logano and Hamlin had the fight after Martinsville, and this tire technician for Logano's team grabbed from behind Denny Hamlin's fire suit and just flung him on the ground, and it was a hard hit for Denny Hamlin. I could tell by the TV just showing it. And so yeah, that guy is suspended. I think it's for the better. Just for one race, though. Just for 1 week, Texas Motor Speedway. And that's this week. So, obviously, we already know starting last week at Martinsville that Penske's pit crew is completely just jumbled up. Blaney's different places. Keselowski's at different places. Logano's at different places. Logano's with his same exact team, except for this guy now. He's suspended. As last year he won the championship with, and since Keselowski got eliminated after Kansas, it kind of makes sense. And Blaney and Logano are in. And Logano won the championship with these guys, so that makes even more sense. And Blaney can get a strong-suited, one of the best pit crews in the series this year. So that's really good for his playoff hopes. All right. It's kind of some silly season news for the crew chiefs here. Austin Dillon, current crew chief, is Danny Stockman in his first full-time Cup Series crew chiefing role. He has been at the highest of highs with Austin Dillon, 2011 Truck Series Championship with Austin Dillon, and 2013 Xfinity Series Championship with Austin Dillon. And he was brought over this year, and it's not been a good year. Austin Dillon only has 5 top 10s this season and missed the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. Yeah, that's not good. We need a change. So, what Richard Childress Racing is doing is they're getting Justin Alexander to be Austin Dillon's crew chief once again, who was his crew chief full-time 2017 and 2018 and won both of Austin Dillon's Cup Series races as the crew chief in that, which were both 18 and 17. The 2017 Coca-Cola 600 and the 2018 Daytona 500. And the last set of news here, Tony Stewart is returning to a stock car for a test run at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. And he will be showing Haas's Formula One drivers how to drive that on a road course, of course. And so he will be showing them how to do that. And he's already showed one of them how to drive a dirt car with 750 horsepower. So yeah, Tony Stewart will be in a Haas Automation Ford Mustang with Haas as the sponsor. Number 14. It'll have a passenger seat for the F1 drivers, and he will be testing with both of them, and both of them will be able to drive. Solo Tony Stewart, he will be kind of the trainer or mentor, just like he was to one of them, training them how to do the dirt. So, yeah, and they learned pretty well. They loved his advice, so they should be pretty good at this at Circuit of the Americas. And could this mean that NASCAR is possibly eyeing a debut at Circuit of the Americas, possibly in 2021, when everything's crazy and the Gen 7 comes out? So, Matt Tifft not returning to the number 36 Front Row Motorsports car for the next 3 races. John Hunter Nemechek filling in, not Matt Crafton like he did at Martinsville. Hopefully Matt Tifft gets better. Yeah, and Crafton did 2 races. He did 2 weeks before, he did the Wood Brothers 21, the last 2 stages for Paul Menard, and now he did a full race for Matt Tifft. And yeah, last week at Martinsville. And hopefully Tifft gets better and is able to get back in that car full-time next year in 2020 like it is expected, but who knows, Nemechek could go there full-time. Or maybe Front Row doesn't even have 3 cars next year. Who knows? Because Reagan is not returning to that 38 because he's retiring. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.